Fisherfolk in Tobago step up the pressure with a planned demonstration outside of the Barbados High Commission in Trinidad. The major players in the cruise industry signal their intention of hiring Barbadians. A St. Joseph farmer is finding solutions to the money problem. And in sports, Alzarri Joseph and the Gujarat Titans draw level on points with the leaders of the IPL.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening to you, I'm Pearson Bowen. Fishermen in Tobago are ratcheting up the pressure as they protest what they claim are Barbadian fishermen overfishing in their waters. In an attempt to get the authorities to respond to their concerns, the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association plans to stage a protest outside of the Barbados High Commission in Trinidad. The president of the AFTA, Curtis Douglas, joins us now live from Tobago. Mr. Douglas, a very good evening to you.
Good afternoon to you and all of my brothers and sisters in Barbados.
Thank you for joining us. Paint a picture for us as to why we are, where there is a talk of a protest.
Well, we've been observing over the years that the Bajan boats are coming and they are giving the fish flights. They are spending, like 2 and 3 days and making great catches, and that is causing difficulties for the processors and the fisher folks in Tobago to catch the fish. Now, we normally use pirogues, but these boats are staying nights, weeks, and pulling the fish and making it difficult for us to earn our living, because when that happens, is making it difficult for us to catch our dolphin or tuna and etc. So it's a whole downstream of pain for Tobago, and the processors aren't making any money. Some of them is going to receivership, and we believe that there should be some kind of conversation where we work out some kind of arrangement so that the Bajans and the Trinidad and Tobagonians should be able, more so Tobagonians, could coexist when it comes to flying fish in Tobago waters.
What steps has your association taken to resolve this so that we do not have a protest?
Well, the first step, what we would have done, we would have made awareness to the public what is taking place. The second step is what we did yesterday. We sent a letter and an email to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago so that he could see how best he could bring some kind of resolution, because it is CARICOM and it is Trinidad and Barbados. We are neighbors, so we must be able to have a conversation in charting the way forward together, so that Tobago will benefit and Barbados will benefit from these natural resources, which is our flying fish.
I see you've given the Prime Minister a deadline of Wednesday next. If that does not materialize, what's your next step? Well,
the next step, you would see it, we would do what we have to do to make our voice heard internationally plus locally, and we have no problem whatsoever at all in protesting in front of the Barbados Embassy. I hope Ms. Motley would, I know Ms. Motley is aware of the situation, and I hope that they will meet with ATFA and have an amicable situation before it meets thus far.
So, what form do you see the protest taking?
Well, I don't even want to talk about protests as yet. I am saying I'm waiting till the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago probably call the Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Barbados and set up a consultation, a meeting with all Tobago fisher folks and the Bajans Fishing Organization, where we sit down and work out some amicable solution, as I said. If not, I always believe in discussion before we take action, serious action, because we don't consider Barbados as our enemies. But what is taking place is bringing hardship upon our people in Tobago.
Mr. Douglas, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us from Tobago. He is the president of the All Fisherfolk Association of Tobago. Thank you very much, and we hope for an amicable resolution to this impasse. Thank you.
Thank you.
In other news tonight, the lifeline Barbados threw out to cruise lines during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to pay off as more of them are offering jobs to locals. That's the word from Chair of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Shelley Williams. P&O Cruises is the latest company to bring a recruitment team to the island for a job fair which was scheduled to start today and end tomorrow. It is their first careers event in the Caribbean, and they're seeking to meet as many people as possible for jobs within their galley and food and beverage teams. While unable to comment on the fair, Ms. Williams notes major players in the cruise industry have signaled their intention to hire Barbadians.
We are regarded quite high because of our work during COVID with cruise ships and cruise liners. Even those ones that are not even coming to Barbados are still looking and recruiting from Barbados and giving our Barbadians the opportunity to join their teams. And that came out of the what happened in COVID and the great reputation Barbados has coming out of there and the respect they've built in the industry. So we have even Disney, who is not yet coming to Barbados. However, they have been doing their recruitment and looking at Barbadians and offering Barbadians the opportunity to work on their cruise ship.
Several of BICO's mobile operators were not on the road today. Many of them have ceased operation over what they perceive as a move by the company to charge them the electricity costs for overnight charging of refrigeration units, thereby reducing their profit margin. However, Executive Chairman of BICO, Edwin Thurwell, tells CBC News, while the company has subsidized those costs for the mobilers over a number of years, the current environment of unstable global energy prices means it is no longer either practical or affordable to do so. He says BICO is unable to shift from this position as the company simply cannot continue to carry the charging costs for the mobilers.
We haven't got a money tree where we shake it, the money looks out, we have to pay wages and all our bills. So in other words, if we find we're spending $29.50 per week to plug in a vehicle, then we have to recover that. Otherwise, we're subsidizing, which of course we have been for quite some time, unwittingly, because there was an oversight when we forgot to update the mobile plug charges when we did everything else. We don't set electricity rates. They're set by light and power, but if we don't pay, well, they will put the plug on us, and where will that end all of us?
Well, the BICO boss says the reality going forward is when electricity costs go up, the rate for mobilers will also go up. And in fairness, if they go down, the rate would also go down accordingly. He says during the COVID period, the company had an electricity bill of $75,000 every week to cover the charging costs for the mobilers alone. He says while that number has since decreased to about $75,000 every 2 weeks, it is still a major cost that has to be covered. Mr. Thurwell says all of the mobilers own their own vehicles, but some of their attendant costs are either significantly offset or undertaken by BICO. Citing an example, he revealed that the arrangement with the mobilers actually includes a special subsidized rate for diesel, while the company is responsible for maintenance of its refrigeration units.
The problem is that what mobile, they're not accepting is that those who go out and sell, of course, are well able to pay the charges because we're all under pressure with rising prices. But those who have got into the habit over COVID of just wanting to work Friday, Saturday and Sunday while plugged in and you consuming power for 7 days, well, that can't work, can it? You can't make enough money to pay all your bills in 3 days. So it seems that some COVID fever set in. There's a reluctance to work for 6 days now. They think they ought to be able to coast along on 3. Well, that would be very nice, but not many people can manage that.
In the meantime, Mr. Thurwell says BICO's operations have not been severely affected by the situation, as their products are still available in stores island-wide. He's also optimistic that there will be others willing to fill the roles of mobilers, as they usually get inquiries on an ongoing basis through their ad promotion for mobilers. Responding to reports that the Mobilers are seeking to have a meeting as early as next week, Mr. Thurwell says he is willing to do so as long as it does not descend into a shouting match. As Barbados gears up for the season of emancipation, we're hearing that it is being focused on commemorating the sacrifices and struggles of our foreparents by honoring and celebrating their courage and resilience. Minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for culture, Senator Dr. Chantal Monroe Knight, is with us now to put things into perspective. Dr. Monroe Knight, a very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Pearson. Good evening to all viewers.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, the season starts tomorrow, which marks the anniversary of Buses Rebellion. It ends on August the 27th, which is Jackie Opel Commemoration Day, under the theme, Reimagining the Past, Celebrating the Future. Explain for all of us this theme and its relevance today.
The theme of reimagining the past, celebrating the future is really, Pearson, as you said, it's really about us focusing on those things that made us who we are as Barbadians, those persons who, through their sacrifice and through their struggle, helped forge this nation, yeah? And those values and traditions as expressed through culture and the arts. But it's not only then focused just on the past, but again, how are we moving as a country? What are our achievements? What are the things that we are able to celebrate, and where are we going? And so that team and the season tells that full story of that struggle, of how we grew as a nation, but also as well, where are we going for the future?
It's a long season running from April to August, and so can you give us a sense of some of the activities and how you're reaching out into the communities to be able to get into the spirit of the people?
Yeah, so this season of emancipation is very much focused on really having a grounded approach to outreach, right? So the season is about Barbadians, it's about all of us. So that, for instance, April 28th, which is National Heroes Day, one of the things that we've been doing is working through the parish independence committees. And we have assigned each parish a national hero and asked them to do community projects that will be taking place over the period from the 27th to the 30th, different activities in order to be able to honor those heroes. So very community-based, very community-grounded in terms of activity. I want to talk as well about August 1st, which is, again, Emancipation Day. We have a large participation from schools and community groups. We will once again be bringing back the procession that we all knew and loved as a signal part of Emancipation Day. We have participation from primary schools, from secondary schools. Schools are calling every single day. Community groups are calling every single day, saying that they want to be able to participate. We are creating a school choir out of the participants in there. And that is, for me, that demonstration of support and outpouring of we want to be able to participate, I think is significant. I also as well want to identify the activity we'll be having to mark Marcus Garvey Day as well, which will be on August 17th. Again, in the spirit of self-reliance and entrepreneurship, we will actually be hosting an entrepreneurship challenge where we will be asking Barbadians to come and pitch us an idea for a cultural endeavor. And we're going to support that idea by providing $30,000 for the winner, but not only providing money, but we're going to create a sandbox of support to see that idea actually actualize again. So very, very grounded activities that are about ensuring that people understand the ethos of what it is that we are attempting to do.
The theme, Reimagining Our Past, to me, says we're going to be looking at our past and retelling our story through our own lives and experiences. So could you shape this within the context of Barbados having become a republic?
Yeah, you know, one of the things about, becoming a republic, we celebrate that particular moment, but that moment happened because of lots of other moments. We often also don't tell the story of the fact that Barbados gave the world the slave code, right? Which said that slaves, black people, were chattel. That was part of our story as well. But there's a journey of resistance in between there. There's a journey of resilience in between there as well. And we want to be able to appreciate all of that story, appreciate all of that journey. But also, as you said, Pearson, that retelling, because very often our history has been told to us and shaped by others. In the context of this season, we want to bring Barbadians along on that journey of, again, reframing that story in our own eyes and telling that story of that journey from 1661 to where we are now in the context of celebrating our second year of being a republic. And that also will have some hard conversations, Pearson. One of the conversations that we're going to be having in there in the context of this new republic is bringing church leaders together, faith-based communities, and having that hard conversation about the role of the church and how the church fit in the emancipation story, but not only in the context of the emancipation story, but also as well that story of how we build national identity in the context of the Republic.
Clearly an extensive conversation it has to obtain, and we at the CBC will be supporting you in this. Thank you so much, Dr. Chantal Monroe, Knight, Minister with responsibility for culture. Thank you.
Thank you so much as well.
You're welcome. Coming up on the Newsnight, we'll tell you what a St. Joseph farmer is doing to ward off those pesky monkeys. Although the monkeys are not letting up for farmer Neil Gale, he is not giving up on his farming projects. CBC popped in on the St. Joseph's farmer 1 year since we highlighted him, and he's still lamenting his losses, which run into the thousands. However, this time around, he's using Jack Russell Terriers and a larger breed to ward off those thieves and incorporating different crops in his operation.
I just trying to get the dogs surrounding the place. That is what that happened. By the end this year, you should be able to get dogs all around the place. I got more into fruit trees so that what will happen, the dogs could easily keep running around the fruit trees. We'll put it up on runners. Because what will happen is I trying to get mother dogs to put on runners and the young ones to run through oil.
An air of excitement and anticipation is building at the Hillcrest Community Centre as the small businesses are gearing up for a major Barbados Labour Party event. When the CBC News team visited the Bathsheba St. Joseph Community Facility, small business owners were all smiles and plotting their best approaches for the party's first karaoke line, which comes off on the 21st of April. Many of the operators who were at the site since last June are optimistic of an influx of business.
Honestly, we do have some events, not a lot, but it will help with the exposure and the advertising of Hillcrest, so people will be aware that we are here, and it's a very beautiful spot to come to, so please come on down and enjoy.
As you see, we have such a wonderful scenery, and we are planning for it. We are hoping that everything goes well, and we will have our things on display also for part of the session, and then as the organizers and so forth get together, we will plan what we will do. We have drinks, we would have little things to eat and drink.
I'm kind of like excited. Yeah, it's good that the Labour Party chose here to do the karaoke line and thing. Yeah, I feel great about it. Yeah, already putting things in place to cater for a large crowd that we expect.
Focused and results-driven, that was the charge from newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited, as he addressed the company's 45th anniversary mingle at Sandals Resort last night. Trevor Thorpe reports.
The Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited was established on April 1st, 1978 by late former Prime Minister Tom Adams, and the Chief Executive Officer told the audience from humble beginnings as a general insurance company, it is now a composite insurance organization and is looking towards the future and a middle-age transition.
The challenge for us now begins with planning for the years ahead, the future, our future. We must focus on what the next decade will look like, how we pivot and adjust in an ever-changing dynamic, how we remain relevant, sustainable, and profitable in the years to come. What I can tell you is that we will remain focused and results-driven as we turn the page on this 45th milestone.
The CEO said they are determined to achieve continued growth with the ultimate goal of enhancing the customer experience.
We exist because of them, and we are committed to developing the products that inspire and bring comfort to them, while delivering the solutions that seek to make it easier and seamless to do business with us. We will continue to add shareholder value by optimizing performance, operational efficiencies, and effectiveness throughout the organization. I want to especially address our partners, our stakeholders, and key clients here with us tonight. Thank you for your business and for trusting in us over the years. It goes without saying that we value these relationships.
During his address, the top insurance official drew reference to the points that underscore the ICBL mandate.
We are a financially stable company with the capacity to settle our claims promptly. Our pricing models are competitive and value-added propositions are embedded in our products. We care about our environment and the importance of reducing our carbon footprint, and we are proud of our certified green business accreditation. We take our corporate social responsibility very seriously and give back to the community in which we serve. We are a customer-focused company, and our slogan, always there when you need us most, is not just a statement, it's a promise.
From its head office and 3 branches, the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited provides life, health, both individual and group insurance to customers. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agent for Omega XL.
Jeez, oh. Well, Mark joins us now with a look at sports. Mark, good evening.
Look who's working the evening shift. Pearson, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
The finals of the various age groups of the Barbados Cup football tournament are slated for tomorrow. And among the finalists are the boys from Paradise, who have advanced to the Under-17 final after today's convincing semi-final result over Barbados Soccer Academy. This was all at the Barbados Community College. The opening goal came as early as the 4th minute of the game from a Barbados Soccer Academy goal kick that wasn't executed the best. Paradise intercepted and were heading back towards goal. DeAndre Mitchell was sure he was taking the shot, and it was a good one. On target and curving away from the keeper's right. The dive was never going to be sufficient, and that's 1-0 to Paradise. The second goal was a total mishap as Soccer Academy scored an own goal from a corner kick. Raheem Chandler hides his face in his hands. Oh, for shame. But that's life, and it's football. 2-0 to Paradise. Now, Paradise would score a third before the half, and this one was another gem. Soccer Academy defenders were all taken up with the ball on the left of the box, but they didn't cover the right, and that's where Shamari Harewood came swooping in to latch onto a cross from Mitchell. A blast that the keeper had a little chance of keeping out made it Paradise 3-0 at the half. 6 minutes after the resumption, Paradise were on the go again. A penalty was awarded on this play, much to the disagreement of the BSA team, and one of them received a yellow card for his approach to the ref. Diego Fenty was selected to take the PK. He had a long run-up, but in the end, it wasn't the power, but the placement that did in the custodian, made that now 4-0. Not to worry though, BSA would get a penalty of their own. 7 minutes later, in the 58th, a handled ball by a Paradise defender in the area. Raheem Chandler took the responsibility to put the academy on the score sheet. The Paradise keeper thought he could have done better, but nonetheless, that's 4-1. Paradise would restore that 4-goal advantage in the 65th minute when Harewood got his brace. Javonte Griffith did all the setting up on the left flank, and then unselfishly, he fed Harewood, who had either near or far post to aim at, and he took the near, scored their 5th, and for the remaining 22 minutes, that's how it would stay. Paradise 5-1 winners over the Barbados Soccer Academy.
The Business Report, brought to you with the compliments of Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
In business tonight, a new insurance policy has been rolled out in Barbados called the Sapphire Endowment Plan. It was unveiled last night during the 45th anniversary mingle of the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited. Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing, Camille Pereira, called it a game changer for Barbados.
It's really the benefit of combining both a life policy with a saving component. Now, ICBL is actually offering 3 different types of endowments. We have an 18-year, a 25-year, and an endowment to 65. And again, the research that went into this, we wanted to make sure that we catered for the varying customer interests, the demographics that we have right now.
The insurance official told the guests an active website also became active to coincide with the launch of the new plan.
There is a Cash Plus add-on option, and again, this is a game changer. You know, it allows you to level up on your investment and basically have access to increased debt benefits and earning potential from the savings plan. You also have a 3% guaranteed interest for the base plan, and also the 5% guaranteed interest on a Cash Plus add-on. Now again, that's a game changer for this market.
A cadre of informed speakers are being assembled to address the theme Sustainable Development, Our Responsibility. It's the 40th annual conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Caribbean, and the president, David Simpson, says all systems are go for that event.
Our focus will be on various areas of sustainability. Firstly, we'll be looking at sustainability of our profession as accountants. We'll be looking at the sustainability of our businesses, sustainability of our economies, sustainability of the climate and the environment, sustainability of society as a whole in terms of economic policy, social policy, and so on.
It will be the first in-person meeting since 2019, and the president said expectations are high.
Our members across the region are looking forward to regrouping in person in Grenada come June. And I can also share at this point that the next edition of the ICAT annual conference will actually be hosted here in Barbados in 2024 by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Barbados, as they also will be celebrating their 50th anniversary as an institute.
That's our time tonight. Thank you for spending yours with us. I'm Pearson Bowen. From the crew to all of you, good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for visiting us. Now, if you want to see more stories like this one, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can always go to cbc.bb for the latest news and current affairs.